Okay, I'm trying this again. Hopefully. Okay, let's try this again. I think I'm live everywhere. So hello everyone. I think we're here. So I guess like technology tries to be all fancy and they say you can go live on multiple things, but it just ended up being such a shit show. But I think I got it now. Gabby can see and hear me. That's exciting. Welcome, Gabby. Glad to have you here. I see people trickling in on Instagram. Hopefully, you guys can hear me well. Jane, here you are. Thanks. Awesome. So, yay. This is exciting. People can hear and see me. So, this is fantastic. And I'm on TikTok as well. And hopefully, they can hear and see me too. And if not, I give up, and whoever can hear me and see me, you lucky you. So, welcome everyone. Let me know where you are joining from. And I'm going to do a little, figured I would just do like a little Mother's Day pep talk today because Mother's Day is on Sunday. And I know so many of you are you know, this day just kind of makes you want to crawl out of your skin. So if that sounds like you, stick with me. And I think I'm going to just make this into a podcast episode as well. So for those of you listening to the podcast, I apologize for just the weird introduction there. And if you're watching the replay, thank you for bearing with whatever that introduction was. So welcome everyone. Um, I chose to go live on multiple platforms at the same time just to be efficient, but uh, I think it is efficient now, so we're good. So here we are. We're going to do a little Mother's Day pep talk, and you can feel free to ask some questions. I will try my best to get to all of them if I can see them all because I'm on like multiple browser tabs and this is a little bit confusing. So we'll get there. So let me see. I can at least see what's going on Instagram. So Pete in Utah. Oh boy, Mother's Day. Oh boy. True IVF story. So glad you're doing the live. Oh, so glad you're here. Not so boring lifestyle. Yay, Mother's Day. LOL. And Sasha Marie, thank you. You are very welcome. So we're gonna talk, I guess I'll just like introduce myself first because that would probably make some sense. Sasha switched over from Instagram to Instagram from Facebook. I should be working on Facebook now, but hey, wherever you are, here we are. And I'm glad that you're glad that I'm doing this. I'm glad to have you here. So, a little bit about me. I was raised by a narcissist. So my mother was a narcissist, and I say was because she is dead. I know that sounds horrifying, but I mean, I think in this niche, it is a woohoo, and it's okay to say woohoo. So she died in 2020. It was a whole shit show. If you are following me on Instagram and you want to hear the story about the whole fiasco when she died, DM me the word raccoon, like the animal, and it's going to automatically send you the video that I've made on YouTube about all that because that was just a whole shit show. And I felt all the emotions when she died, but ultimately I did feel relief. And I think this is pretty much what recovery looks like at the end of the day. And, just knowing that like any emotion's okay. And I at least was doing the inner work about a year and a half before she died. So it wasn't, I mean, it was still a shit show. Don't get me wrong, but I was at least equipped to deal with the shit show. So yeah. And basically, why I'm here, why I do this, is because of chronic pain, which might sound really random, but pretty much I had chronic pain, very severe, for like 4 years. And then I learned about something called the mind body connection. And I came across something called the Curable app. If you're interested in trying it out, I have a free 6-week trial. If you go to the link in my bio or DM me the word pain on either Instagram or Facebook, it should automatically send you my link. And basically, all of my physical pain was related to repressed emotions from the childhood trauma of being raised by a narcissist. So I was very skeptical. I thought it was bullshit. And I had what they call the gift of desperation. So I was just really desperate to be out of pain. And I reluctantly did the work and I got better within 4 months. And it was, I was in complete shock and disbelief. And I was so happy. And I was like, I need to tell the whole world about this. So I started off as a pain coach and then I started sharing a bit of my story. And here we are, right? Like I started sharing about how like being raised by a narcissist caused me to repress the emotions to begin with. So that's, and with all my clients, we literally deal with the mind body connection anyways. True IVF story asked, did I go to the funeral? So I got really lucky that she died during the pandemic. She died in July of 2020. So we were like balls deep in COVID. So there weren't really funerals going on. So I didn't have to throw her one. I was the only next of kin for her. So it would have been all on my shoulders either way. And I did have to deal with literally everything, like the estate, the sale of her house, dealing with the raccoons in the attic. Like it was an absolute shitstorm. But there was no funeral because it was COVID, so there didn't need to be a funeral. So yeah, and if it happened now, like during not a pandemic, I probably still wouldn't have thrown a funeral just because, like, why should I, right? You reap what you sow. So yeah. So I'm going to talk pretty much about like, you know, 3 secrets kind of on why narcissistic mothers like just love to fuck shit up on Mother's Day and make your life so much more difficult than it needs to be. I'm just going to take a quick look at TikTok if there's any comments or it's just people randomly joining and not saying anything. It looks like that's the case. That's fine. So, welcome. Thank you for being here. Either way, if you have any questions, go for it. Oh, the live has background noise. I don't know how to fix that. Maybe if I put on headphones, that might help. Is anybody else hearing background noise? Anybody on Instagram and or Facebook, let me know. I'm just going to plug in my headphones and hopefully this will. Okay, well now I just hear myself with the headphones, so I think I'm just going to talk into the mic and then hopefully if Bjorn Ironside on TikTok can let me know if you still hear the background noise. If you do, I'll just unplug this. Just gonna sound shitty. Sorry. But if it's better, I'll just do this because if I put this in my ear, I literally just hear myself and that's gonna completely throw me off. So I hate technology. It's so exciting. Um, oh, we got someone on YouTube. Thank you for everything you do, Adriana. You are a guiding light. Oh, you're so welcome. Thank you so much, Impulse Reps. I appreciate it. And you're welcome. I'm glad this resonates. If someone on TikTok can let me know if you can still hear the background noise, that would be awesome. Uh, okay. So Sasha, I hate tech too. Yeah, I like honestly, I should have just picked one platform, but I feel like this is great because I have so many people all over the place, like YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. So I might as well figure this out, even though this is not, this is turning out to not be ideal in many different ways, but whatever, we're just gonna go with it. Again, on TikTok, no one has said anything. If you can still hear the background noise, you can let me know. That would be fantastic. Impulse Reps, I've never seen you live before. This is cool. Awesome. I have not gone live in a while, to be totally honest. I used to go live a lot on Instagram. Didn't really do it much. Background noise on YouTube, fantastic. I had a really fucked up 2025, so I kind of didn't really go live at all, and I've been recovering. And it was a traumatic year. Nothing to do with narcissists, like interestingly, but I'm back, and I'm going to be going live more often. So hi, get used to it. So we're gonna talk about just secret number one, right? Like your narcissistic mother on Mother's Day, she's doing everything that she does for supply, right? So if you're like no contact or low contact or even thinking about it, chances are like you feel like you did something wrong. And that's projection, right? Because she is the one who abused you your whole life. And like obviously, I think it's pretty obvious I'm talking about abusive narcissistic mothers, not normal mothers who sometimes make mistakes. Because there's a lot of keyboard warriors who just love to get angry about this topic. But and still, no one on TikTok is letting me know if there's background noise. So that's annoying. If someone can say something, do you hear background noise on TikTok? Let me know. Um, that's where I heard about it. So whatever. So, anyways, gosh, I'm so all over the place. Should I even be live right now? So, anyways, yes, we're talking about full-blown narcissistic mothers. And everything you have to first understand, like whoever the narcissist is in your life, whether it's your mother or a significant other or a friend or whatever, everything they do is done for the purpose of gaining supply. So what is supply? That's your emotional reaction, your time, your energy, your engagement in those pointless conversations that have no resolution, but you're arguing till like 3 in the morning. Basically any energy and attention that you exert onto the narcissist is what they're feeding off of. So think about it like they're an energy vampire because that's pretty much what they are at the end of the day. And Impulse Rap said, I always feel the urge to correct my mom and make her understand how I feel, why I do. And I know I shouldn't, but sometimes it just comes out. And then I sit there debating her for the whole night. Perfect example of exactly what I'm talking about. That 100% is supply, right? So she created that like sense of justice in you, that like urge to correct her. And because it's all those little manipulation tactics of like, well, why didn't you tell me this or why didn't you tell me that, and then you're in trouble for something, so then you feel like you have to over explain. Like that's how that conditioning happens. So she installed that in you so that she could waste your time. Basically, she wants to have those arguments, she wants to have those debates, she wants you to run around like a headless chicken trying to correct her and set the record straight. And ask yourself, and anybody else who's been through this exercise, which I know pretty much anyone watching this, if you're still with me, probably been through this. So, like ask yourself, has that ever worked? Right? Like, has that ever? I'm gonna change to a different mic. Give me 1 second. I'm tired of this. Okay, I got the podcast mic out. So hopefully, can you hear me? If not, let me know. But I feel like this should probably sound a lot better on every platform. Do let me know if this is better. So I'm going to continue. And if someone tells me that this doesn't sound better, I'll switch to those other headphones. But for now, I'm going to assume that this mic is probably way better. But yeah, so ask yourself if you've been through this exercise of trying to correct your narcissistic mother and getting into a whole debate and letting her know how you feel and explaining why you feel how you feel and the whole song and dance. Has it ever worked? Has this ever worked for you? And I'm gonna guess the answer is no. So let me check YouTube here. Impulse wraps, yeah, it doesn't work. It never works. And I always feel worse after it, even if I feel like I won the argument. Exactly, because it wasn't about winning the argument. It was about her gaining supply from you. It was about her sucking you dry of your energy. So you have to keep that in mind, right? She speaks in a lot of microaggressions, making critiques about my life, how I'm going nowhere, etc. Exactly, right? And that's she's gonna make those microaggressions about stuff that she knows is going to trigger you because she knows exactly how to word things, which words to say that she knows are going to elicit that emotional reaction out of you. And then you, with that sense of justice and that urge to correct her and make her understand everything, you're wasting your energy. And she's getting off on that. So, like, it doesn't even matter what the content of the argument is about. It's basically like she just wants to get a rise out of you. She wants to see you running around like a headless chicken and, like wasting your energy like that. So there you go, right? Like this is why you feel worse because you just engaged in like a fruitless exercise and wasted your time and you wasted your energy and it didn't even matter at the end of the day. 100%. It is not good that she is the only person I see most of the time. I hope that changes for you in the future. I hope, it sounds like you probably live with her or something. So I hope you're able to gain some independence and be able to get the fuck out of there as soon as possible. Even if it's just brainstorming right now, that's better than nothing. Portable Portal, you are so welcome. Thank you for being here and welcome to the live stream. And so, yeah, everything is a supply graph and it has nothing to do with you, right? So, anytime your mom says something about you or insults you or, the microaggressions, whatever, you believe that I did something wrong. I have to correct her. I have to show up differently. I need to communicate better, whatever, whatever. That's all your inner critic talking. And it actually has nothing to do with you. That's just her using the manipulation tactics that she knows are going to work because that's how she trained you before you even knew how to think. Um, Impulse wraps. Thank you for this. I didn't mean to interrupt what you were talking about. No, you didn't. This was literally what I was talking about, right? Like this was such a perfect example. So thank you for sharing that because it literally had everything to do with what I was talking about. So that's awesome. And so, for Mother's Day, right? If you're no contact or low contact or whatever, and you get like those weird texts leading up to Mother's Day, um, you know, like whatever they say, just all the bullshit, you're going to start like her intention. And what's probably going to happen because you don't know this yet is that she wants you to feel like you did something wrong. So you know, she's doing this Mother's Day performance, whether it's faking an illness or insulting you or trying to be one big happy family so she can have pictures to post on the Facebook to show all her boomer friends just what a great mother she is and all that kind of shit. Um, that's what it's all about. It's literally just a performance and it's her fishing for supply. It's a fishing expedition. She is fishing to get emotional reactions from you so she can feed off of them because that's just how they roll. It is insane. The whole concept of supply. It doesn't necessarily make any sense when you're a normal person with empathy, but you have to understand that that's the goal and it's so fucking stupid. Like I I don't even know how to convey how stupid it is. And oh no, there's a crazy echo on TikTok. I don't know how to fix that. So I I don't know. Maybe if this helps the echo, great. Otherwise, I'm probably just gonna have to do TikTok live on another device or something, um, which I'm not gonna figure out right now. So hopefully this helped. Um, let's see. And then no one's following up about the echo. So, all right, I'll just assume it's okay. If not, I'm sure someone else will say something eventually. Back to YouTube impulse wraps. I'm gonna be honest, she really brings up the worst qualities in myself. I feel so dark inside when I'm around her. That's by design. She wants to do that. My uncle always makes me say Happy Mother's Day to her. He can't understand why I don't want to. It's not your job to make him understand that, right? Like he can go be ignorant and he's an enabler and enablers are just as toxic as narcissists at the end of the day. Like they are literally encouraging you to go into the fire pit and like lit on fire. That's literally what it is. So it's thank you, Sasha. I'm glad that I sound okay on Instagram. Fantastic. So I don't know what's going on TikTok. So that's probably why there's like no one, 4 people sticking around. So I guess I sound weird there. So I'm sorry. There should be a replay on YouTube and or Instagram with this. And I'm probably going to make this into a podcast episode, but like probably sounds super long-winded. But whatever. So yeah, your uncle impulse wraps is an enabler and I would not take him seriously. And the thing with enablers is they're usually probably narcissists as well. You're just not the main target. Because if you think about it, like, would you ever encourage somebody to speak with their abuser? Probably not. You would probably be a decent person and just believe them and not say like, oh, you need to do this, you need to say Happy Mother's Day, whatever. So someone who's willing to do that, like it just makes you wonder how are they treating their own kids, right? If they have them or the people closest to them. I used to really believe I was a demon kid. My mom always said that I will burn in hell for how I treat her. My mom said the same shit too, and it's all bullshit. I promise you that. That's just, her trying to put some fear in you so that you're under her control. So, yeah, for Mother's Day, it's all a fishing expedition. They just want to get supply from you. So, don't take the bait. And then the second secret that I wanted to talk about is guilt, right? Like if you feel guilty, that is not your guilt, first of all. And it's something she installed to make it easier to control because people who feel guilty are easier to control. So you might think that, you're a bad person for not wanting to see your mother on Mother's Day. And at the end of the day, she should be feeling guilty because she abused you for your whole life, right? So that guilt was projected onto you, and that guilt was programmed into you as a control mechanism. So keep in mind that feeling guilty doesn't mean you are guilty. You didn't commit a heinous, disgusting crime. You didn't murder somebody. So there's nothing to feel guilty about. We have some comments on Instagram. So I'm just going to look at those real quick. Sasha had to cut them out too, just not willing to deal with it anymore. Good for you. Like, fuck that, honestly. Like, it's not worth dealing with these people. I'm assuming you're talking about the enablers. You did the right thing, right? Like, they're never gonna like, what's the word? Like, validate you. Because again, they're probably toxic themselves. True IVF story. She smeared me horrendously to every mutual human, lost everyone. It's devastating. She will just destroy me more with more proof. It's devastating. People think this of me and being isolated. So that's the thing with smear campaigns. It's a really it's a real slap in the face that shows you who your people are. So all of these people who are believing whatever your mom is saying about you, and they're not using their brains or their critical thinking skills, do you really need them in your life? Right? There are, you know, It might feel isolating right now, like you have absolutely nobody, but the less you focus on these people, the more time you'll have to find the right people, and they're probably not going to be related to you. So I hope that helps. Sasha, she smeared me to loved one since I was a child. I could hear through the walls. Yep, same, same. Oh man, on TikTok, I am getting more comments about some voice in the back. So I'm just gonna exit TikTok. I'm so sorry, guys. I'll figure it out another time. So yeah, because like barely anyone's in there. So I'll just focus on the other platforms. So bye TikTok. Okay. So here we are. I'm just going to focus here on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. So let's see. Yeah, and exactly, Sasha, it's a true IVF story. The truth will come out eventually. Their masks will slip. True IVF story. Hope you're right. Can't really see how. Don't worry about how. It will happen. And you have to also recognize that these people that are just brainlessly believing your mom kind of toxic of them, right? Like if someone's mom came to you and said something really weird about someone you know, would you automatically like just join the smear campaign? Probably not, right? So just something to keep in mind. Um, let's see. YouTube, I've got some comments. Impulse Rat mom has framed me as the villain to my family since I was little. So they just don't see me as anything else except her burden. Well, it's a burden she chose, right? You didn't choose to be born. She chose to have you or adopt you or however she acquired you. So, it's just anyone who is like hearing this and being her is insane. Like it's literally a choice to have a child. It's getting dark. I just can't, to this day, can't believe how ignorant they are. Yeah. There's a lot of ignorant people on this planet. And like once you start kind of waking up and seeing the reality, it sucks. It's devastating. Let's see what else we got. The comment queen. Any advice for dealing with anger and resentment toward an art mother? This is the one emotion I can't seem to overcome. Yeah, that's valid, right? Like she did a lot of shit to you that you should be angry about. So, number one, just validating that anger and like not villainizing it, just telling yourself it's normal to feel angry. Think about it. That anger is protecting you. That anger, if you felt warm and fuzzy towards somebody who literally abused you your whole life, that would be weird, right? So it's okay to be angry. It's normal to be angry. It's healthy to be angry, and you should be angry. So start with that. And then journaling is a great way as well to kind of release some of that anger. So this is an exercise I give all my clients. If you take my free quiz, it's at the link in my bio. I wonder if I put a link here somewhere. I think on YouTube. I don't know. It's still circling. Um, but that's my link, and you should be able to find my quiz there, and it'll give you the journaling instructions. If you're on Instagram and you type quiz, it should send it to you as well. Um, Otherwise, just go to learn.letsgetyourshiftogether.com/quiz and you'll find it. And it'll give you the actual journaling instructions. And you can journal out all of the shit you're angry about, all the resentment you have. You rip it up after 20 minutes. It's not an overnight cure, but getting into the habit of doing that can be extremely helpful. And, just not making being rightfully angry a horrible thing because it's not. It's healthy, it's necessary, and it's going to protect you. Peter, my mother smear campaigns me with her granddaughter, my niece, who thankfully is on to her. Makes me wonder sometimes who else she badmouths me to, but I honestly don't give a fuck. Good. right? Like, at least your niece is starting to catch on. She will, she's probably still youngish, but she'll eventually figure it out, and it's great that you don't give a fuck. Like, that's a really powerful place to be, and, yeah, way to go. And imagine, like, who else she's also talking shit about. It's not just you, right? And the people that she's talking shit about you too, she's talking shit about them too. So don't worry, everyone gets a turn in the smear campaign. Impulse wraps. The thing that hurts me the most about Mother's Day is how everyone doesn't just celebrate their mother, but shames and criticizes people that don't believe mothers can do no wrong. Exactly. That's why I'm here. That's why I post the content that I post. That's why I've made so many Mother's Day reels and all that. Because it's such a, like, so many people just don't understand that, like, not every mother should have had children. Like, like, there's like the Casey Anthonys of the world. I mean, there's people who murder their kids. There's people who do really horrible shit and still have kids. And that doesn't make them like this angel who can do no wrong. So, you know? And then Monica on Instagram, the enablers are really tough to tell to back off. Well, here's the thing, like, setting boundaries with a narcissist and setting boundaries with an enabler is a very similar process. You do it with your actions. You just stop talking to them. You don't respond as much. You don't give them information. You just smile and nod and walk away and just let them be ignorant, because they're going to keep doing what they're doing. You can't control another person. You can't control what other people say about you. And, it just kind of is what it is. And the less you view enablers as somebody that you need to converse with, the better. Sasha, it's a very hard process, and I think that's what trauma causes physical pain, not just emotional damage. Absolutely. Absolutely. The body remembers all the trauma. Let's see. Impulse wraps, because that makes things harder for us. I wish more awareness was spread on today, and that's why you're here. Oh, you're so sweet. Thanks so much. This is why I do what I do. Like, not enough people talk about this. Pink, juicy tracksuit. Do you have any advice on how to prepare for and handle the face for not inviting my narc mom and my narc grandma to my high school graduation next week? Ignore them. Ignore them. Literally, like, anticipate the shitstorm and let them have a fucking temper tantrum in their miserable corner of their miserable universe that they created for themselves. And that's it, right? Like, they, if they're not invited, they can't come, and that's it. Like, if they're gonna be, could you imagine throwing a fit because you're not invited to something? Like, right? So you have to just see them for the toddlers that they are. So, and happy graduation. True IVF story on Instagram, and then they get angry at you for rejecting them. They don't understand why. They understand why. That anger is just manipulated because they're trying to, invoke those emotions of, like, fear within you to get control over you. And so, yeah, secret number 3 was anger, which we were literally just talking about. So, another thing too about anger is that it's information. It's not a flaw. It's not something that's wrong with you. So don't believe that you are the problem because you're angry, right? Like, anger has a message that something not good happened and you deserved better. And so your narcissistic mother did everything she could to make you repress your anger. So that's why it's so important to, like I was saying earlier, to journal it out, to let yourself normalize the anger, to allow yourself to express it in a healthy way, right? You can scream into a pillow, you can journal it out, all that kind of stuff. Because the more you hold on to that anger, the more she wins, and the less you get the message from the anger, because it is protecting you at the end of the day. Monica, how do you stop feeling bad for putting up boundaries? So that's, really, like, processing the guilt. And I have a guilt detox. It's a 5-day guilt detox if, that's something that you're struggling with, because usually boundaries and guilt go hand in hand, and it's really about processing that guilt. So the 5-day guilt detox walks you through it. If you go to the link in my bio or type the word detox in the comments, it should automatically send it to you, or just DM me the word detox and it should work. But yeah, basically you have to, they should be feeling guilty for you needing boundaries to begin with, right? And they are never going to accept your boundaries because that means less access to you. So you have to keep that in mind. So yeah, we're kind of at the end. I'll see what else we've got. Impulse wraps. I forgot to mention, yeah, I still live with mine. I'm 21 and I've been unemployed for 3 years. I do feel trapped sometimes, but I know I will work it out. Yeah, that sucks, right? Like you're still really young, so like you've got your entire life. Like this is not even, a quarter of your life. Like you've got so much more life to live. So just keep in mind that your circumstances right now are not permanent, and you will work it out. Like you got this, one day at a time, one baby step at a time. Even if you're just brainstorming right now, just apply to any random jobs. Don't let them know as much as possible that you have a job or how much money you're making, because they'll try to like steal that from you as well. And over time you will be able to leave. I actually had to move out twice, and I was not able to like fully leave until I was like 27. So I hope you get out of there much faster than I did. I feel like you will. You got this. I gray rock like a pro on Ethel Kane Lover. You are very welcome. Impulse wraps, I gray rock like a pro. I don't show any loud emotions or insecurities or shit plans return. Now all I hear is you've grown so better. You don't have a life. You don't do anything. Yeah, that's just to trigger you. That's just to get a reaction from you. Um, and I know that's false, but I just can't stand being misunderstood. Yeah. And that's one of the biggest parts of healing, is being okay with being misunderstood and understanding that it is not your job to make somebody understand. If their comprehension skills are that bad, that's not your issue. That's way above your pay grade to make someone understand like just basic shit. So yeah, I think I'm going to wrap this up. So thank you all for being here. I hope this has been helpful. I do apologize for all the tech nonsense that was happening earlier. Hopefully the replay, if you're watching the replay and you made it this far, I hope it wasn't that horrifying to listen to. So thank you for being here. And yeah, if you're ready to do the deeper work, shoot me a DM. I have a few options. Check out the link in my bio. There's the options there as well. And I do have a brand new shift program. So that's really great. And if you watch my free masterclass, there's a massive discount. So the masterclass is on how to stop gaslighting yourself after narcissistic abuse. You can find it at the link in my bio. Super informational, and you will get a fantastic discount on the shift program if you are interested. So thank you so much all for being here. I appreciate it. And I know you will all survive Mother's Day. Just think, you've survived every other Mother's Day in the past. You will survive this one. Let it suck, and do what's right for you at the end of the day. This is your life. If you're an adult, you get to make choices for yourself. And if you are going to the Mother's Day event or whatever for your mom, that's fine too. And you can have a boundary with yourself that you can leave early, right? Like they can't hold you hostage there. If they do, like that's not legal. Okay. So don't worry, Riv May, the replay will be up if it uploads properly. If it doesn't, it will definitely be up on YouTube or my podcast. So you'll find it. And yeah, thank you all so much for being here. I am going to wrap this up now. Once again, check out the link in my bio for all the options to work with me and the resources I've got, as well as the shift program. And if you do my How to Stop Gaslighting Yourself masterclass, you'll get a massive discount on the shift program. It's very worth it, in my opinion, and pretty much the whole roadmap to healing. All right. Thanks, everyone. Bye. How do I do this? I got this. Okay, bye everyone.